steroids, this, that, and I just do this, do that. No, you have to be consistent. You have to follow a diet. You have to follow a plan. I know there's days where you get up in the morning. What's your regimen in the morning for yourself when you start out the day?
Oh, well, taking in my electrolytes, I weigh myself in the morning to see, the fluctuations, if there is any. I go on my walk in the morning to get my steps in. It's definitely a lifestyle, and that's the thing about being a pro. And really, if you want to be a competitive pro, it's like, it's not just about the prep. It's like all year round, really, that you have to keep up with everything, check off all the boxes, which, you have to be very, very disciplined. And I think that's what I like most about bodybuilding is it's not something that just anybody can do for a number of reasons, discipline being one of them. And that was kind of like a relief for me in a way, because with powerlifting, it's like, pretty much anybody could do powerlifting. If you just train for a few weeks, and I don't know what you're going to end up doing on the platform, but you could still compete, you could still do it. With bodybuilding, it's like, just to get on that stage, it's like you have to be dieted down to a certain point. At least you have to do certain things, to even get to the stage. So again, I am that kind of person that I like to do things that haven't been done or that are difficult to do. Like, I like to be like, hold my beer, I'm going to do that. And for me, I feel like that's bodybuilding for me.
So you're the type of person you like. My partner would say, like, you like anarchy and chaos. There's no order. Whatever doesn't make you stronger, make you stranger. You are just, like I said. And oh yeah, before I go, Blanca, I want to tell you, you are beautiful. I'm sorry, he can't help himself. He comes in, but yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot to this sport if you got to understand. There's one thing is also sacrifices, like especially like there's times where you have friends and sometimes you lose friends because you are changing your life. You may not go out like you used to. Like, okay, you're like, hey, Blanca, we're going to the bar and we'll drink some beer. You want to come? We're going to do this. You're going to do that. And there's a lot of things you got to give up if you want to succeed in this sport.
Oh yeah. I feel very fortunate that I've surrounded myself around others that are on the same mission. Like, even if they're not competitive bodybuilders, they live that lifestyle, they're coaches, they're healthy people that, their idea of a night out doesn't necessarily mean going out to a bar or a restaurant. And that's great because, I used to be that person years ago where that was my hobby, was to go drink and eat like most people. And now I feel so fortunate that I found something that's opened up, a new life for me and a healthy life because, yes, preparing for the stage is very extreme and it's not healthy to get down to that body fat. However, the bodybuilding lifestyle, especially during an off season and stuff like that, that it is a very, very healthy lifestyle. It's improved my health, not just physically, but mentally. So I feel fortunate now that I could say, an idea, for me, a good time is, maybe going on a walk or, doing something else that doesn't involve eating and drinking. Yeah. And I used to be a big drinker, years ago. So it's like almost surreal just to realize that I don't really drink anymore.
Yeah, I have family members that they love drinking. I never been a taste for the stuff. I used to work around it. I never had a taste for it. But I do have a taste for food. But I do know how to. I know say win. But sometimes there's some things that, especially when it comes to food, it can get you. What was that thing at your last competition that was calling you? That thing you wanted the most. That thing that just you couldn't deny yourself.
Well, I was dreaming about pizza and burgers. That's usually my go-to. That's my post-show meal is always a burger and fries.
Yeah, that's usually the most popular one.
And having that restraint and discipline, you enjoy it more because, anytime I'm in an off season, I'm having, free meals every week. It's good for a while, but then after a while, you kind of like don't really appreciate it as much. But, once you've been dieting for so long and then you treat yourself to these things, it tastes that much better. And then you really realize your body feels kind of a certain way after eating it. And you're like, okay, I need to eat this in moderation.
Yeah. I mean, one time I was like, this was like about last year. My nephew, I have a doctor's appointment. I go see my cardiologist because I have a pacemaker. I go to him every 2 times out of the year. And my nephew said, "Well, it was around about Mother's Day." He said, "Okay, you need me to pick up some stuff for because his mother is my older sister, and my mother passed away like about before years of summer." And he went and told me, "Go pick up these stuff because we need stuff for." Okay, I said, "Okay." I pick a few things. Couldn't find it, so you know what? I was getting hungry. I said, "You know what? This is a Chinese restaurant. I love Chinese food. I'm a Chinese loving whore. I can't help it." And I stopped there and had a buffet, and I ate it, and then it just didn't really set for me like it used to. I don't, I eat, I don't like eat like a bodybuilder. I eat still like a little juggling now and then, but still, like before here, I had some rice and vegetables with a steak, and I try to eat healthy, but still I eat, like this afternoon I had a hot dog, but it's really one thing about for food, it can be a weapon and a tool for a bodybuilder.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I feel like you really are what you eat, So the fact that I eat super clean now, and I feel that, and it allows me to do the things that I do physically, And most of the time, even when I was powerlifting, like I said, I was eating like a bodybuilder, and I feel like that was really key in accomplishing the things that I was able to do.
hmm Yeah, you have to be determined. You have to make decisions, like especially to sacrifice a lot of your time, a lot of things that you want to do, but because